Alright, so I'm going to be talking about celebrities in politics, and more specifically, reasons why I disagree with certain celebrities in politics and not others. Um, so obviously there are exemptions to the rule. If you're in politics at all, you're exempt from the rule. If you're a journalist, exempt. If you're adding something to the discussion, exempt. And if you're helping the community, exempt. Because if you're doing any of those things, that means you're helping the community, you're helping to inform people, and you're trying to make some sort of difference. And politics, obviously, if you're a journalist, you're allowed to have your political biases and to be aware that politics are a little bit complicated, and you probably see different political sides every day. And obviously, journalists, news anchors fall under that category too. So yeah, your main thing is just making sure that people are as informed as possible, and that is very important. And I understand why people post what they do on social media, but I'm more talking about this, I guess they're just like not worded right, or like stuff that celebrities could post that could actually be a little bit more complicated than you'd think, and why it could hurt some people. And yeah, I'm trying to go about this in a healthy way and to not offend anybody. But yeah, obviously, those four things, those four different political things, you're exempt because you're actually doing something. I'm talking more specifically for the people who just tweet things and don't add anything to the conversation, but they just tweet other people's perspective on things. That's the issue I have with. And they're not actually doing anything to actually actively make a change in their political environment, or they're not helping at all. I'm aware that other people might have differing opinions than me. I'm okay with that. And obviously, diversity is the slice of life, and everybody has the freedom of speech. So I have pinpointed some things that I have issues with celebrities in politics. And I don't hate everybody in politics that are celebrities. Obviously, the first four are examples of ways that you can do it healthily and in a way that would not harm people. By harming people, I mean doing it in an unhealthy way. I'm not talking about actually harming people. I guess it's more of like hurt. I should probably said hurt instead of harm. I'm sorry. So yeah, I would like to talk about politics in a very open and honest light. And so obviously, you guys are allowed to your own opinions, but if you see anything like this, you have every right to point it out. Because this is what's going to hurt people with their political leanings and stuff like that. Alright, so one, if they're tweeting something and retweeting something like something is a good read, and they're not informing people on why they think it's a good read or why they disagree with it. So this is damaging on a lot of levels because, one, you're not giving them your own opinion on what the writer might be saying and ways to help bridge a little bit. So you're not adding to the conversation, you're just kind of, taking away from the conversation. Anybody who is going to attack somebody just based on their political opinions alone, that's also very harmful. Anyone who's going to go after somebody's tweet just for posting something they disagree with, that's also very harmful, and it should be noted that that's not right. If they can't acknowledge their fan base or their friends group, then that is another red flag for me. Because if you have a very, very large fan base and you're tweeting politically a lot, and you're not really taking into consideration people with differing opinions than you, then you should not be in politics. I'm sorry. That is just a fact. And if you're going to directly go against somebody who has a differing opinion, even if you really disagree, that's also very harmful. And obviously, if you have no political reason to be posting politically, if you're an actor, singer, whatever, and especially if you don't have people, especially when you have people who could be misinformed and you could cause them to just hate a certain sect of people just because of political opinions, that is also dangerous. And we also have to be aware that some things are just supposed to be taken as jokes. Not everything is meant to be taken seriously. Alright, and also, celebrities, you have a very, very large fan base. You have a large fan base of people who are trying to understand you. And some people look up to you so much that they actually want to be you. And so that is why it's incredibly harmful to do this, because you could be creating a more intense political divide, and you're not bridging the gap. You're making the gap bigger. When the gap gets too big to the point where we're actually losing friends and family members to political beliefs, that's dangerous. That's terrifying. And the facts that political leanings mean so much to us that we actually abandon our friends and even some of our family just for political beliefs, that's scary to me. Because we forget that people are human. And people are human. And just because I disagree with some things people post doesn't mean I think they're a bad person or that they have a right to be attacked in any way, shape, or form. I don't think that at all. I think that we should be as informed as a society as possible and make sure we're listening to both perspectives and not just one. And also to not get all of our news and insight from celebrities, because that's so damaging. Because I honestly think that celebrities need to be at the very least more careful about what they're posting on social media, because social media is so biased and it's so easy to fall into the trap of it being too biased and too damaging to people. So please understand that politics, that whether we intend to or not, we could be unintentionally creating a political divide and a political climate that could hurt or offend people. And also be aware that just because somebody has a different opinion than you, that doesn't make them a bad person. It just means they have a different opinion, and that's amazing. It's actually really beautiful when I see somebody with a different opinion than me, because I look for people to challenge my own opinions and my own perspective of my life. And I search to improve myself and not to and just because I disagree with somebody does not mean I think they're a bad person or they have bad politics. It just means we disagree. And disagreeing is a fact of human life. Everybody goes through some sort of political disagreements or anything like that. And we're human. And we need to remember that we're human and that everybody behind the screen is a human. So we need to talk about politics in a very open and honest light and show people that we care about politics, and it is so beautiful when we can kind of start to reach a real, true statement, and we need to do this. You need to do this now. Love you guys. Bye.